Hello, welcome to Ed Media. In this video, I will be explaining how Ice Cube was robbed. And before we start, I'd like to clarify that this video will be structured in reviewing Ice Cube for the past 6 episodes, starting in Teapot 10. We'll go over how she was handled and utilized in each episode. We must do this so I can explain my reasoning for why I think Ice Cube was robbed. So let's get started. Before we review each episode, I want to go over some details about her character. Ice Cube is a great character. I don't care what any of you are gonna say. I don't care if she is quiet. I don't care if she reused lines. I don't care how many times you're gonna call her mid-cube. She is one of the best characters in the show. She has a history. She always wanted to be friends with Pencil and Match. But when she did, it changed her for the worst. She became more mean and angrier. More vengeful. Sure, she was vengeful before, but her vengefulness amplified. While we don't know when, Ice Cube eventually learned that Free Smart was trash and was not good for her, though she remained friends with Book. They both came to this realization and left Free Smart. Ice Cube did mostly keep quiet as she has always been this way, but she witnessed Book become just like Free Smart. Rash, angry, and problematic. She felt hurt by this and eventually stood up for herself and did not want to be friends with Book anymore. After this, Icy remained quiet and to herself. I guess after she lost Book, she decided to be in her own personal bubble. Though, I guess her time on the S did improve her social skills as she had to learn to make new friends in a new team. She learned with Clock, Bottle, and Winner. She is pretty smart and skillful. We see this in BFDIA and in Teapot as well. Yeah, she may keep to herself, but she is still capable. She can rewire technology, cook, catch on to tricks, come up with strategies for the team. This is one thing that's overlooked about her. She can be a great asset. One thing that pisses me off is how Snowball handles her. Yes, he's mean, but seeing him abuse a contestant who is capable of doing the challenge is not fun to see. Especially since he gives special treatment to the little green shit who only showed he was strong. Then somehow Snowball just instantly liked him, despite other characters being shown to have strength, yet he doesn't seem to be nice to them. Why just Grassy? But this ain't a Snowball video. Now that we have the basics of her character covered, let's review each episode. She didn't do anything substantial since the episode mostly focused on Clock and Winner. She does help the team as she tells them to get on top of her to sled to Winner. Which they could have easily walked over there, but we listen and we don't judge. She was the reason Clock did arrive in Winner's dream, so if it wasn't for her, Clock's story wouldn't have finished. That's really where it ends, for the challenge at least. Because after the challenge, Ice Cube tells Clock how happy she is for him. Just then, she sees Book and begins to think about her. This is the part that got me hyped. Finally the writers see the potential in Ice Cube and she's gonna get a storyline. I'm so excited they're gonna have a story for her, after neglecting her for so long. A storyline with Book and Ice Cube and potentially price tag was hinted. And it got me real excited. Let's see how the next episode handles it. Actually Ice Cube isn't in this episode because this is the Exeter episode. We don't have anything to talk about. But I'd like to mention that Ice Cube was mentioned a lot by Bracelety. A character that everyone and their moms loved for a while. So if she likes her, I feel like y'all should like her too, if I'm being truthfully honest. But anyways, she didn't exist here. The episode where the new teams were formed. Ice Cube was placed on Team 2. Here she was placed with Ass with a side of booty cheeks and pretty good. But, she was also placed with what's this? Book and price tag. So this confirms it, Ice Cube is gonna get an arc with Book. Woo, and so excited they're gonna do something great with Ice Cube. So, how were they handled?
Hey, Ice Cube. So, how, are you?
Hey, bro.
Yup, that's it. That's all we got from this episode in terms of the supposed arc. Well, it is the first episode of them together. This is just the beginning, they're gonna talk more soon. In fact, Ice Cube was actually pretty relevant as she made a deal with one in this episode. So the writers at least know Ice Cube is still here. Hopefully this gets brought up next episode. Basically the same as last episode except she tossed aside even more. While last episode she was good, this episode she didn't get to do anything. But it's not like she just stood around doing nothing. No. It's because of this dumb fat ass. Before we get into that, let's talk about the progression of Ice Cube's arc. Pencil grabs Book to convince her to join, but Ice Cube stands up for her and takes Book away. Wow, this is some great development. How will it get followed up? Book tries talking to Icy and she makes some short response and then they never talk again. It's even more damage when Snowball just uses her as ammo. I really hate this dumbass because why is he like this? Icy has proven to be useful as she is very skilled and intelligent as well, so maybe she could think of something. But yeah, she was just thrown by the fat stupid Snowball and he is just plain ugly to her. It's not that I have anything against mean characters, but Snowball is easily the worst written mean character, and this is coming from someone who loves Pencil. But this ain't a video about him. It's about Queen Cube. Anyways, that's it unfortunately. To anyone who tries convincing me that Eraser was robbed, I'm gonna have to stop you right there because Eraser did it to himself. He's usually chill and that's what I've always liked about him along with his competitiveness, but after the new teams he honestly became horrible. He's just angry all the time and trying to one-up Bottle. It's annoying. He had it coming because his character would have gotten worse if he survived, if I'm being truthfully honest. Now, with Ice Cube surviving, I think the writers see that people love Ice Cube. And they want her to stay. And they want her to have this storyline with Book. So hopefully they finally do something now. Oh, and that's the writers just not caring about her anymore. Yeah, I don't think she even glanced at Book. So hopefully they just took a break from her storyline, not like there's much of it, but whatever. Next episode. Again, we don't get much from this episode either. Except for the ending where we were jam-packed with teasers for Ice Cube storylines. For Book, she finally realized she wants her friendship back and hugs her when she thinks reality will be destroyed. This was sweet. While this scene could have been led up to, I will be satisfied if they follow it up with a meaningful conversation. Now a new storyline with Fanny. She spots one and she and Fanny both recognize her. They both agree on something. So that means she and Fanny will finally do something about one. So two storylines are now ongoing with Icy. This is fantastic. She's finally given the attention she deserves. Ice Cube is finally being acknowledged. But oh no, she is up for elimination. Let's hope she survives. Already she and Fanny are both telling two about one and they both work pretty well together. A great follow-up to the tease about her and Fanny. But then she's eliminated. I am at a loss for words. She at least gets to tell Book about how she feels and confesses she just wants friendship back. And then she's eliminated. So, that was recent Ice Cube. I am now going to explain why I think Ice Cube was robbed. So let's do this. We have analyzed Icy's character, and one pattern we notice is that Icy, while getting teased for many storylines, never actually gets any development or meaningful conversations until she's eliminated, with Icy hugging Book and Taggy being an exception. When Teapot 10 teased an arc with Book and Taggy, along with placing them on the same team, you'd think they'd at least do something with it. But the most we got was a hug. Other than that, it was Book trying to start conversation with Icy giving a small response, and I mean really small. With all the time given in the episodes before Teapot 16, why wasn't anything more done for this storyline? There was so much time. There was so much they could do. Book and Ice Cube don't only need one conversation to be friends again. They could have had multiple. There are so many things they could have done for this story. Maybe at first Ice Cube argues with Book and tells her to leave her alone. But then later learns she needs Book. Maybe Ice Cube is hesitant and Book snaps and tells Icy what she could be doing better. And they both learn how they can make friendship work. There was so much that could have been done. There was a great start at first. Teapot 12 and 13 both had them exchange words at least once. After that, it's like the writing gave up and made Icy irrelevant just to get her out. It's crazy that Icy doesn't get any story until the episode she's eliminated. Fanny and Icy could have easily teamed up before 15, but for some reason they decide the perfect time to do this is in 15, the episode Icy is out up for elimination in. They decide for Icy to realize she wants friendship back in 15, the episode she's eliminated in. But even then, when these things are presented, Icy doesn't say a single word. She never tells Book her realization. She and Fanny don't communicate verbally. This is all pushed to the side. Not meant to be focused on for too long. And they finally make her say and do stuff the episode she's eliminated in. They had all the time in the world to make this feel naturally paced in 14 and 15. But the writers chose not to. This is why I feel Ice Cube was robbed. They never utilized her until it was too late. They had all the time too, and it could have even saved her, but they didn't. I don't mean to get nasty, but it's almost like this was done on purpose. But anyways, this is why I think she was robbed. Her storylines weren't utilized until they were too late. Well, sorry to end in a bummer, but I'm really sad to see Ice Cube go. She had so much potential and she could have easily been saved, but she was robbed. Anyways, thanks for watching and like if you agree with me. Comment below to leave your opinion and if you agree or not. Subscribe if you like this, por favor. Goodbye.